here's where the problems start to occur, and it's where the problems have occurred all year long for Mr. Timmy from South Park. 2 touchdowns. That's fine. But 3! You circle it, draw an arrow to it. We'll draw multiple. We'll draw 3. How about 4? Nah, how about 5? Alright, so it's official. The Georgia-Florida game's over. I almost made this video. Well, I almost made it at half, but I was like, nah, let me wait until the game's over. And then I almost made it at the end of the 3rd quarter, but I was like, you know what? Maybe something crazy happens. Just, there's like a 0.0001% chance something crazy might happen, so let me hold off. Nothing crazy happened, so kind of kick myself for not making this video earlier. But it is what it is. And I'm just going to come out and say, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. You're thinking it, I'm thinking it. Georgia is except for Georgia fans, Georgia is the luckiest team in the nation. Luckiest team. And I understand injuries are a part of the game, but they got bailed out. I'm talking about bailed out. Oh my gosh. Just bailed out by the TJ Lagway injury. Now, I don't play the if and but game and, oh, well, if this guy wouldn't have got hurt, they would have won. But I feel like we got to in this one because it's not like this was Florida's backup quarterback who goes in there. I feel like you should have, like, there's no excuse if your backup quarterback's not somewhat decent, okay? You should have 2 decent quarterbacks on the roster, right? But it's the fact that Florida was already playing this game with their backup quarterback, DJ Lagway, and they were out playing Georgia. Simple as that. Carson Beck, we'll get to him in just a second. Let me lock in and talk about this quarterback thing, not with Georgia, but with Florida. Florida's playing the game with their freaking water boy. No disrespect. No disrespect. I don't even know the guy's name. Was it Warren? Warden? Let me pull it up just to see exactly who it was. I believe it was Warden something. What was this dude's name? I think it was from Yale. Yeah, Aiden Warner. My apologies. Good googly moogly. I'll write his numbers down in just a second on the good old trusty whiteboard. Hey, I was about to say something crazy. How do I say this in the nicest way possible? I don't want to get all too disrespectful. Let's just say this. He's the 3rd string quarterback for a reason. Yeah, he just, it was, you know what it reminded me of exactly the first thing I thought of? Florida State when Jordan Travis went down. It was like Florida State with Brock Glenn in there, whoever else they tried last year. Gosh, I mean, it was just night and day difference. And you could feel the Florida team, the hope, and everybody knew. And I was texting, I mean, multiple of my buddies were texting me all throughout this game. And at halftime saying, man, Matt, 13-6, we got a game on our hands. I said, no, it's over. I said, what do you mean it's over? Florida's up 7, they get the ball at half. I said, dude, it's over. Anybody that actually thought Florida had a chance when DJ Lagway went out of this game, you just don't know ball. You don't know what's going on. It's just like, there's not even an argument as to how Florida would have had a chance. No, they had 0 chance. If you can't get first downs consistently, and you can't have just a somewhat functionable quarterback back there, you're not going to beat Georgia, even if you're up by 7. They could have been up by 24 and probably still would have lost this game. There's just no way around it, man. And I have a couple buddies that are Florida fans. Shout out to y'all. I'm not going to say your name. You know who you are. And I feel so bad for them because we was talking about it a couple days ago. I've said this all year long. I don't think Florida's a bad football team. I've been trying to tell y'all. They're good. They just battling the injury bug. And they're a team I don't think anybody wants to play. And y'all saw us tonight. They got a bunch of talent. But the problem with Florida is, like I just said, injuries. They can't catch a break. They cannot catch a break. And they're a play or 2 away from beating Tennessee. And I just feel bad for that fan base and program. And I know I'm watching some of our games if you see me looking over here, but let me lock in. I know I've been a big critic of Mr. Billy Napier, but he's sort of, how would I say this? I guess I'd say he's rubbing me the right way. And I like what he's been doing these past 4 to 5 weeks. And as it stands right now, I'm a fan of him keeping this job. Because you got to think about it. Man, if he just has his backup quarterback stay in this game, which is DJ Lagway, I think they win. Now, I'm not here to just sit up here and give you a 10-minute case and scenario of what would have happened if DJ Lagway would have stayed in there, because it didn't happen. There's no need to even talk about it. But if I had to bet my house on do I think Florida would have won this game if Lagway stays in there or lose, I say they win. That's just me. Luminary thoughts down below. Man, that Florida offense was clicking. And I know Lagway, I think he was only like 2 for 6 when he went out, but you could just tell when he was in there, the offense way smoother, and he had that beautiful deep ball pass. And also, Carson Beck, well, let me hold off. We'll get to him in just a second. Storyline with Florida, just injury problem. And even on defense, they couldn't stay away from injuries. I don't know. I was thinking about this. I don't know a lot about like turf and all that. What were they playing on turf? I can't exactly remember. But was it the field conditions maybe that was causing some of these injuries? I have no idea. I'm not going to get into all that because I just don't like talking about stuff I don't know. If you know anything about that, please fill us in the comment section. Long story short, I'm just really, I'm upset for the Florida fans. And I'm upset for, as a fan myself, that I didn't get to watch a game where both teams were healthy. It would have been completely different if DJ Lagway would have stayed in there. I would just wanted to see two teams, two good teams, two talented teams go at it when they're healthy and at their best. And we didn't get to see that. And I know you could say the same thing for Georgia. I know ETN went out later in the first half, but come on, man. As a running back, that ain't as important as a quarterback, especially when, Georgia's got a plethora of 4- and 5-star running backs. Good old, and we're moving along here, Carson Beck. I'm going to write his numbers down on the whiteboard. How can you defend this guy? He's not good. Not good. And really, he has sucked the past 4 to 5 weeks. I mean, even against Bama, he sucked. And I know some people are going to say, well, Matt, against Bama, he responded well in the second half. Dude, he had 4 turnovers. He's the reason they lost. 4 turnovers. Like, what are we doing? Carson Beck is the only reason Texas even was sort of in the game. And same thing today. I'll get to all this in just a second. I want to write the numbers down so you have context and perspective. So let me do this. I'll be back in just a second. All right, there we go. Aiden Warner on the day, which is the 6th-string quarterback for the Florida Gators. As you can see over here. 7 for 22, not good. 66 yards, also not good. 119, not good. But am I going to sit up here and ridicule the 8th-string quarterback? No, he's the 8th-string quarterback for a reason. He sucks. Just call it for what it is. Carson Beck on the flip side. He is not the 11th-string quarterback for Georgia. He's the 1st-string quarterback. He's supposed to be the best of the best. He's playing on the 2nd-ranked team in the nation. 25 or 40. It's okay. 309. That's good. But here's where the problems start to occur. And it's where the problems have occurred all year long for Mr. Timmy from South Park. 2 touchdowns. That's fine. But 3. You circle it. Draw an arrow to it. We'll draw multiple. We'll draw 3. How about 4? Nah, how about 5? That's my number. Former number when I played sports. Number 5. Lucky number. Whatever you want to call it. 3 interceptions. 3. And he probably should have had 4 or 5. There was a couple other passes where Florida had their hands on the ball and it got tipped up. But officially just 3. He's lucky he's the quarterback for Georgia. Because he does this on any other team, they lose. Anyway, scratch that. If he does this and Florida has DJ Lagway back in there, they lose. In my humble opinion. That's just me. He's just not good. And I know a lot of people are trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I really don't know why. It's not like last year he was spectacular. There's no really... Here's my thing. People have been so quick to criticize Jalen Milroe, which is fine. I've done that. But why aren't they as quick to criticize Carson Beck, who has looked way worse? Way worse. I think now on the year he has 12 interceptions. The guy's not, and it's not a fluke. He's done this. He's had multiple interceptions, and what is it now? 5 straight games? It's not a fluke. He's just not good. I don't know if it's like a mental thing or whatever it is. He's just not playing good football. And I can't even say I feel bad for him because I don't, because he's getting every opportunity in the world. And I even tweeted this out. When is Kirby Smart going to grow some nuts and bench this guy? When? Some people, their rebuttal was, and it's a great question, well, okay, Matt, if you bench him, who are you going to put in? It doesn't matter. It really can't get worse. When you're starting 3 interceptions, like, you got to hold guys accountable. And I know Kirby went up to him after, like, I think it was the second or third one. It was like, hey, come on, man. He was like clapping at him. He's like, hey, come on, let's go. But here's the thing. When you get to a playoff or you play some serious team, after you throw your, not even third, but second interception, maybe after you throw your first, it's already too late. The game's over. You saw it against Bama. You got fortunate Bama let you back in that one just because of all their blunders. But seriously, Kirby Smart, when are you going to start to open up this quarterback competition? I know they got some 4 and 5 stars. Not even like seriously, they got some 4 and 5 stars that can play. Give them a chance. It can't get worse than throwing 3 or 4 interceptions. And I know Carson Beck, when he's moving the ball down the field, he's really good. And yeah, he is good when he's not throwing it to the other team, but that's the problem. He throws it to the other team. You just can't have these disastrous mistakes and throws. They're going to bite you in the butt. They bit you in the butt against Bama, and Bama ain't even really that good. So if you want to keep rolling with Carson Beck, go right ahead. But he's a professional interception thrower. That's what I call him. He sucked today, but he sucked the past couple of weeks. That's really all I got to say about the game. Georgia's lucky. They're lucky, and this isn't like, I know people are going to try to tell you this way as some slight against Georgia, like, oh, Matt, you're just mad because Georgia won. I don't care. And actually, if you want to get down to the nit and gritty, as a Bama fan, we need Georgia to win, so I should be happy about this. I'm just telling you cold hard facts. Anybody who watched that game knows Georgia got fortunate to win. And it sucks from a call. I know I already said this, but I'm saying it again. From a viewer experience, it sucks to see Florida go out there with their 14th string quarterback and try to win this game, because Mr. Aiden Warren, he just wasn't capable of that. He got thrown into the fire, and you know, I mean, what did you expect? Did you really think it's going to be like some high school movie? He's going to go out here and light the world on fire and go 20 for 22 with 300 yards? No, absolutely not. I just wanted to see how DJ Lagway would have fared out in the second half, but guess we'll never know. Prayers and thoughts are going out to him. And for the Florida fan base, I know you've been patient, but I feel like you kind of need to give Napier the benefit of the doubt. He had his guys ready to go, and that's really all you can do. It's just the injury bug comes back to bite him. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts down below. But